Hey guys, it's Noel here. Welcome to today's video. I'm really pleased to be talking to you today about an awesome piece of kit that I've got. This is Tech Tuesday. It's a show on in-flight video where I talk to you all about the kit that I use to make these full flight videos and the websites that I use and pieces of equipment and hardware that I'm using to try and get the most out of them and make some brilliant full flight videos for you guys to watch. So today guys, I'm going to be talking to you all about the Feiyu WGS-3 axis wearable gimbal. Now this is a little gimbal. If you're not entirely sure what a gimbal is, it's essentially a little piece of kit that has a couple of motors on it and a gyro in it, and between the motors and the gyro, they allow you to mount your camera to it and get some really steady footage that looks like it's essentially being done on a dolly or on something that's really smooth without any shakes or anything. Now gimbals are used quite a lot on things like drones, and that's where I got my first use of a gimbal on it until unfortunately the drone met its demise in the top of a group of trees near to here. But that had a gimbal on it and was able to get some quite steady footage from the GoPro. So to be able to get quite a little one, I'm quite happy and looking forward to trying this out. Now this is designed especially for the GoPro Session, which is the little camera that I use now for the airport footage and the onboard flight footage, and it will allow me to mount it to my jacket or to just carry it around and get some great stable footage with it. So today I'm going to be unboxing the Feiyu gimbal and showing you a bit of a review of it, showing you how it goes together, hopefully, see how it all works, and then I'll be going out to make some footage with it, with the GoPro Session, and hopefully give you a bit of an idea of what it's like, whether it's worth picking up, and the sorts of footage that you can get with this. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so here is the box as it is arrived, and as you can see, it says it's completely compatible with the GoPro Hero Session. Nice little picture on the front of there, and we turn it round and it gives you some photos of people doing really exciting things, none of which seem to be sitting on an airplane looking out of the window, but hey, I'm getting there and I'm working on it. So Feiyu Tech apparently is quite a known brand in terms of the gimbals that they create, and they've created quite a lot of steadycams and gimbals and things in the past, and so therefore they're quite a reliable name in the gimbal industry. So let's see what it's like when we open the box. So this is very cool, and as we can see, wow, so it basically just get rid of that. So this comes in a nice little case, and very cool carbon fibre type case, which is quite nice. It's quite a precious piece of kit really, and they're very sensitive and can't get bent or damaged or anything like that, so the fact that they've thought to include a nice case for it is quite cool really. So if I open this here, and we'll see what is inside it, and there we go. So there is the gimbal itself. It's this thing here, which is quite chunky, but then I guess it needs to be able to do what we want it to, which is obviously to give us some quite steady footage. You see a couple of GoPro mounts here as well. That's the recognisable GoPro standard clip, and it comes with some batteries and a little charger as well. Now of course a gimbal like this requires power to be able to operate. It has a couple of tiny little motors in it, so they give you two sets of batteries, which is pretty cool as well. And then in the top here, if I can just spin this round, we have a zip pouch. What is in here? We have, okay, cool. So we've got a bit of a charger. This is a USB kit for the charger, I would imagine. It's a memory stick as well. In fact, I actually remember reading about this, and you can actually do firmware updates and things on here as well. So I'm guessing that is for those purposes. A few clips for mounting your GoPro on it as well, which is pretty cool. Standard GoPro twirly thing to screw it in. That's not the technical term, that's just what I refer to it as. And then we've got some instructions and a warranty card, which how long is the warranty for on this, for those of you interested in this sort of thing? It doesn't actually say, 12 months. So this comes with a 12-month warranty from Feiyu Tech to get this repaired should there be any issues with it. Nice little guide. I'm a man, so I'm not going to sit and read through all the instructions. Let's just go and give it a play. It comes in Chinese and English for those of you who prefer to read your instructions in Chinese, or indeed are Chinese. So let's have a look at the actual gimbal itself then. So if we take that out of there, so you can see it kind of swings around quite freely on here. We need to figure out how this all connects together. I mean, we've got the GoPro itself, which is here, and presumably sits somehow on here. I am going to need to figure that out. Okay, so how to put the camera onto here. So it looks like what we do is pop the GoPro Session on to here. And straight away I'm seeing it's pretty easy to do this. I was a little bit worried with the screws that they would be difficult to quickly interchange on a flight, because there's going to be times when I don't want it to be in this quite big gimbal. I want to just mount it on my GorillaPod or something else to give some steady footage. So I'm quite pleased to see that it's just a couple of thumb screws that screw it together and keep it all in place, really, which is just dead easy to do when you're on a flight. And there we go. And as you can see, if I move that around, it's not powered on at the moment, so if we just power that on, and the battery is, there we go, and we have a bit of a turning thing, and as I move that around, this is exactly what it's designed to do. So if I point it that way, I can turn it around, spin the thing around, upside down, side to side, and you notice that the actual GoPro itself is staying completely stable, which is exactly what it's designed to do, because then as I'm running along, trying to run for a late flight or something, you're not all going to get air sickness from seeing my camera bouncing about. So that's quite good, quite steady on there. So there's 3 different modes that you can use with this, all done by pressing this button here on the front of the gimbal, this little flashing blue button here. You have panning mode, which by pressing the button once, you can see that now what it's doing is keeping it in one place so that it's not actually going anywhere, but it will still let me move the thing left and right as well, and that is panning mode. And then there's also a double tap on this button which gives panning and tilting mode as well, which means that its camera is permitted to pan left and right and tilt up and down, but rolls are restricted, so it will let you move around with it. And you can see as I'm moving around, imagine I'm walking through an airport with it, and it just stops it. So if it turns upside down, you see that it tries to keep it in one place just there. And then we've got inversion mode, which means we can spin it round upside down, and then perhaps mount it this way round. So if we set it to be in this position here, and it means that I can just hold it and hang it upside down as I'm moving around, and it will keep the camera pretty steady, so I can just hold the top bit there and just move around with that, and keep it running in an inverted mode. And then there is a lock mode as well, which means that basically the camera stops it from moving at all. And to do that, we just need to press and hold the button for 1 second, which then beeps at us, and then it means that whatever we do with it, it keeps it in the same position and keeps the camera completely locked into one position. We've turned that off, and then we go back to panning mode again. So if I flick this back around to point the right way up, then you can see that we can do panning mode, which means that as we walk around, the camera is allowed to basically pan left or right, but it won't pan up and down. So vertical rolls are restricted basically, so it will allow you to move the camera left or right, and you can see as I do that, it moves the thing around quite steadily, but it doesn't actually move from its position like that. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, I think, with all the different modes. I'm not quite sure which one I will use to do my footage with in the airports. It's going to take a little bit of playing around, but I'm hoping that this is going to give me some great footage as well. Now the other great thing about this, as I mentioned before, is it's actually jacket mountable, and to do that you have to clip this on to one of the clamps that comes with it. So you can see this thing here, and essentially just screw that on. It comes with some screws to do this as well, so you don't need to worry about that. You just screw that on there. That will clip to my jacket mount, which is the other thing that I use. This is my jacket mount that I use at the moment for it. It just has a little clip on it, and you can see I've got the frame for it, but that clips to my jacket, and then this bit screws onto here. So instead of having this bit screwed on, I could effectively have the gimbal screwed on. It's a little bit heavier, in fact it's quite a bit heavier, so whether I'll actually do that I don't know. Whether I'll just move around and just carry the camera as I'm walking around to give some better footage, some nice stable footage. That's probably going to be what I end up doing. So let's go out there and give it a play and have some fun with it and see what we can do to create some great steady footage. Okay guys, so that was it. That's the review of the Feiyu WGS wearable gimbal for the GoPro Session. I hope you really found this useful. I'm looking forward to getting some awesome footage with this. I'm actually flying away with this next week to do a bit of a video up in Latvia and hopefully get some fantastic footage with that for that trip as well. So hopefully by the time you see this video you'll have already started to see the results of this in terms of the videos that I'm going to be filming. So I really hope you found this useful. If you have got any questions or anything or comments on the video, please do not hesitate, just drop a comment in the comments section below. I would love it if you'd hit subscribe to me on YouTube as well. If you're not already a subscriber, there's just one little button underneath the video that will just say to subscribe. If you could do that, you'll get all my videos as and when they come out. Thanks so much for watching guys, really appreciate you watching in-flight video. Please stay tuned and I'll speak to you soon.